All right, today we're doing an architectural charcoal drawing. And that is the piece right there. I'm going to show you how I did that in the video that's coming up. And it's an assignment I got, so to speak. Not a commissioned assignment. I don't do commissions anymore. But when your great niece asks you if you could do a piece of artwork for her, I will say yes. Any relative, really. So she asked me to do a charcoal picture of her workplace because she is leaving and she loves her job. And she wants to give this as a gift to her boss. She's leaving to go to college, just so you know. And if I was going to guess, she'll probably get a career in whatever it is they do in that building. So I kind of don't want to reveal where the building is or what they do there, but that's to keep their privacy because I don't know if they want me to show this. But I'm proud of her, and she's going to school to learn to do something probably related to this, and probably will come back maybe to this building or maybe to another company that does the same thing. So the way I did this was with black charcoal and white pastel. And the only thing that's not on here that I still will put on here are words. She wants the name of the building or the name of the business that's in the building, and something about the location. So I will look into that. And what I want to do is I want to experiment. I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to take a photo of the artwork, put it onto my iPad, and then I'm going to experiment with where to place the wording, because I don't want to mess it up, because once it's on there, it's on there. And right now this is charcoal, so it's very, very smearable. I'll spray it with fixative so it won't smear, and she can then have a happy boss, or former boss, because she'll be leaving and going to college. But anyway, I want to show you how I did this. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction from what we normally do here. And I'll show you how I did this right now. Okay, well, yes, this is a different kind of painting. And it's not a painting. I just used the wrong word. It's a drawing. And this is for my niece, actually my great niece, the daughter of my nephew. And she works at this place I'm going to be drawing. She wants this as a gift for her boss. Apparently they have a new building that they're working out of, and it's a really nice looking building. So I want to show you how I would do this. I've already set up my paper. Now this is the paper I'm going to be drawing on. And this paper behind it is only there because I have vanishing points here and here that are off the paper. And I'll show you that in a second. And I'm using electrician's tape to hold down the paper because electrician's tape won't pull up the paper. It won't tear the paper when I pull it up. I know they sell tape in the art stores or in Hobby Lobby that do the same thing, but electrician's tape works fine for me. It's what I've used forever. I'm pretty sure I've used it before there was a product on the market for that. Okay, so now this whole thing is going to be charcoal. I'm going to use black charcoal and white pastel. I think I'm using white pastel. I'm not sure 100%. I probably will. All right, so let's start with the horizon, with my ruler. This is basic art school 101 stuff. And I kind of already know where the horizon is. It's about a tiny bit up from the bottom of the building. So, and I already have my vanishing points drawn in here because I kind of measured them out before. And I'm using as a reference photo, a photo of the building. And I'll show you that if it's not up there already. I don't know. That's in post-production. So right here, it's a little bit of the horizon right there. It needs to be off the paper because I don't need the horizon in the picture. itself. I just need to have that horizon there. Okay? All right, now what I need to do is I need to look at the building itself. Now, in perspectives, we're going to have 2 points perspectives here, and here, 2 points. There is a third perspective here, and it would be up in the sky somewhere, but it's so slight. The building, you're looking at it from the floor, and as that building gets taller, it tapers into the sky. And we are looking at this building from the ground. So it's a 3-story building on one side and a 2-story building on the other. And it does have a slight taper for perspective, but it's easy enough to do just to eyeball it. Okay, so let's start with the top of the roof on the left side. I'm just going to pencil it in. I'm not sure exactly how it goes, and it's right there. And then the bottom one down here should be okay. Okay, and then what I want is over here. Let's see. Well, I'm a little bit unsure, to be honest with you. I have to get the top part here. Let me measure it. Let me put the ruler up to the screen and see how far in this goes. Okay. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I just decided to make it easier on myself. It was a little bit overwhelming, and I can't. If I'm looking at an actual building, maybe I can hold it up, but with it being on the screen, it was just too hard. So I did the tracing trick. I just basically held a piece of paper up against the computer screen and I traced it. So that's what I did there. So let me show you how I'm going to transfer that now. Wow, I was really trying to do it the other way, but all right. So let me just let me get some dark pastel. Yeah, I think this is the better way to do it. I'm going to use some dark pastel, but not black. I'm just going to use some. Here, I got some brown pastel. That'll work. All right. All right, so let's just get the back of this paper all colored. You've probably used this technique yourself. Sometimes tracing is just the way to do it. And in this particular case, you really want it to be accurate because this is a gift for somebody, and it's just a better idea. Now, how am I going to handle it if this gets all over the paper? I don't know yet. We'll deal with that when we get there. But just gonna put this on here. There we go. And there's our brown. Let me blow off the dust so that it doesn't get on it too much. All right, now let's put this on here and let's trace it. And remember, these lines have to be straight, and I won't be able to do it perfectly. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that tape and I'm going to put it on the that paper to hold that steady. So let me do that. Yeah, this is a gift for my niece, is my great niece, and she wrote me the sweetest letter. I'm Uncle Larry to her. So she said, Uncle Larry, could I pay you to do, and then she described what she wanted. And I said, I don't charge family, but yes, you can ask me to do it. So she was happy that I was going to do it for her, because apparently she's leaving this job, but she loves this job, but she's leaving it because she's going to college. So, and I remember when she was real little, she would come to church and sit next to me, and she was just a giggly little girl. And now she's a beautiful young woman going to college. Wow, time flies. So of course I want to do a good job here. All right, now that's all steady. Look good. I'm glad it did that. That was a worry for me. All right, now let's take the pencil and the ruler, and I'm going to go ahead and do straight lines, because I didn't really have straight lines on the computer monitor. I just kind of held it steady as best I could. Okay, there's that edge right there, and then this edge right here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to speed up this video to show you. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's a good idea, and sometimes I think just keep it real time. And I don't think there's anything to hide if you're going to trace it. I was trying to do it, with the old draftsman kind of techniques, using the perspective, and you can do that, especially if you're doing something out in the open where there is nothing to trace. And I've done that many times. I did a couple of buildings in my life, not that many, but I've done a few. And I did a church. I did a center for the blind. I don't know if I did any. I think I did others. Oh, I did a house. I sat in the street and paint and drew the house. Yeah, it's rewarding. It's got its own rewards, I truly like. I think my favorite is landscapes, but I have had my share of portraits. Portraits are a different animal, aren't they? I know some of you have done portraits. I've looked at your work on Poppa Paints Facebook group. So, all right, now just these lines being razor sharp straight are important, and I'm guessing that I'm probably putting brown pastel on the paper below it, which I guess I'll deal with when I get there. That looks like a mistake right there already. I'm not so sure. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I just want it to look nice. It's a gift. She's probably going to frame it or something, and it's a nice thing. When she wrote to me that she was going to college, time gets away. They don't live here. They live in Kentucky. In Tennessee. But time gets away. You don't realize that the kids are growing, because I don't see them that often. They came down for vacation to Florida one time, and they went to a campground, and I went to visit them at the campground, and that was nice. But that was it. I haven't seen them in a long time. So to hear that she was going to college was like, what? How old are you? Does that happen to you guys too? All right, let's make these windows all in line, because they probably are. They probably are. There we go. So, when I think about my own self at the age she's at right now, and all the choices that we have as young people, You know, we don't always take the right path. I'm happy to see that it looks like she is taking the right path. There we go, the tops of those windows and the bottom of these windows. So I'm not even using the vanity points at this point. It's something I started with, as you could tell, and then I ended up not using them because I was a little bit unsure, to be honest with you, and I didn't want to be unsure. Yeah, this piece of roof goes out over there, and it comes down here. This awning, kind of like a ledge. And I think I could do this freehand here, these vertical lines. And this is going to be charcoal, so it should be okay with the pastel that's already down there. Alright, let's go ahead and put this line down here. And we'll do all these arches here. This is really a nicely designed building. The architect did a good job, I think. I'm going to change the lighting a little bit from what the photograph shows. I want to put some shadows on the building, or one big shadow maybe, just to give it, you know, give it more dramatic look or whatever. All right. I'm not sure about that part of the building. I have to fine-tune that, I think, once I get to the charcoal part of this. Let's get these windows lined up with each other. I'll get over here. Okay, and we can put this here and go ahead and make that arch. And then the top of these windows here. Here we go. This is a blank space right here. Across the top of the front of the building. And then down the side. Alright, I think we have our building now traced now. Let's see how it worked out with the pastel. Let's hope it doesn't look too bad. But now you see what I mean about this tape. It doesn't tear the paper. Alright, one more. And we have the big reveal. See how it came out. Hey, not bad. Not bad. I kind of think that looks awesome. Alright, so now we have our building. Thank goodness. Wow, I was nervous about that. Now, it's a little bit messy, but maybe we want messy. Maybe messy works. I'm afraid if I try to erase it, it will do more harm than good. But I think what I will do is I'll put a little bit of spray on it just to hold it there. Should I do that now? No, I think I'll do that later. Alright, so let's begin. Let's begin with the charcoal. I'm just going to use this charcoal right here. And I'm going to do it kind of like I'm painting. So I'm going to just... Oh, my phone just talked to me. So now I'm just going to draw in everything that needs to be dark, because this is basically dark and light and some grays, and the grays will be accomplished because the paper is off-white, so that helps. But the grays are also accomplished by simply pressing lighter with the charcoal. Alright, so the bottoms of these windows are dark. So we're just going to go ahead and fill them in. And we can always come back and make them darker. And so this is an actual piece that's going to be framed and, I'm assuming, hung up in the office of the very building that I'm drawing here. Yeah, this is charcoal. Here we go. And now here, that's a little bit hard charcoal. Let me see if I have a softer one. No, it's not that soft. Let's see, is this a softer one? I thought. Yeah, this is kind of like a pastel. This is like a black pastel, so maybe that's even better than charcoal. I don't really know what the difference is, but there we go. Get that dark in there. Right, now this window is like a blank window. I don't know why, but it is. And these windows have little bits of shadow on them. So let's see if we can. Let's make them dark, but not too dark. There we go. And now over here, make it a little bit light like that. And this window is the same as those other bottom windows. Kind of dark. it in there. And this window at the top floor that you almost can't see. And then the edging on the building. Well, look, I still have the line from the perspective I did earlier. And it lines up perfectly, so I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that I did that part right anyway. So I was on the right track. I think I just made a shortcut for myself by tracing it. I think that was a good decision too. Because ultimately, we just want this to be a nice piece for somebody to have. And what I want to do here is I want to have a different shadow there. It's not there yet, but it will be. All right, let's get this window here. There we go. There's a little something next to it, looks like. In fact, there's something next to each of these windows. I just noticed them. Okay. And then this window here is pretty much all dark. And here's the shadow here. And this comes up here. And then over here we have this side of this building here. It's all dark here. And this part up here is all dark. Come down the side here. I'm being very careful not to rest my hand on the paper. Okay. Now we can come down here. I'll just keep doing it. I'll come back to do the shadows when I get there. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I want to put a shadow here that comes across the whole thing. Okay, now we're going to darken this side because this is going to be in the shade. And then this side. So we got some lights and some darks, and it looks pretty good, right? I hope it looks pretty good. Now let's add some of this white. This is some of the details. You can make some of these lines pop out. Okay, we can put a little bit of something going on here and here, maybe with a little bit of reflections in the windows. And all right, now let's brighten up the surfaces of the building that are getting hit by light. Make it a little brighter than the paper. just shore up some of this. There we go. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to erase this, but I need to erase that line for sure. That perspective line. That looks okay. Now I wonder if I can erase the pastel. I'm not sure. Just clean it up a little bit. Well, you know what I can do? Maybe I can make a little bit of a sky. Just a little bit of a background. Just a little bit, a little hint of white. Whoops. Yeah, that's all right. And then in the background, yeah, why not some landscaping? A little bit of landscaping. A couple of trees. Something on the horizon. Something to give you the feeling that there's something back there. There's a little fountain or something right here in the front. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, kind of work with that mess so that it looks like a like it was intentional. All right, well, that's the whole thing. I know she wants some text put on there also, but I'm going to do that later. But now you see the building. Hopefully that wasn't too boring. And hopefully she likes it. So now all I have to do is remove the tape. And you can see where I have to clean it up a little bit. I'll spray it with some fixative so that it won't smear. And I think it's done. All right, well, thank you for watching. All right, bye.